What's up, YouTube? So summer's right around the corner. I guess it's pretty close, but you know, time flies. So next thing you know, it'll be summertime, and this will be the bag configuration I'm going with for the the summer season. A lot of golf to be played in Oregon in the summertime. We get a lot of sun from July straight through September, and yeah. So this will be the bag configuration I'm going with. I'm just going to talk about the discs in this particular video. It's an Innova Deluxe bag, and I'm going to do a review on this bag and all the other things I carry with it. In the bag, non-disc related items pretty much. But I'm not going to go into that now. It'll be a separate video. I'll probably annotate it eventually. But onto the discs. Anybody who watches the channel, it's not much of a secret that I love magnets, soft magnets especially, but really any magnet. This one's my oldest and favorite disc by far. Pretty much if I can reach the target, whether it's the fairway or the basket or wherever I'm trying to aim for, if I can reach it with this disc, I'm throwing this disc. Approaches, drives, absolutely everything. And it's my main putter. So yeah, once I get in close enough that I feel like I should be going for the basket, whether I'm going to lay up to it or whatever, it's going to be this disc. I also have this one. I actually got just as beat up as you see it now. It's a great score on eBay, and anybody who watches this, if you got a super beat up magnet, you think it's too flippy for you or whatever, or you just don't like magnets, definitely hit me up. I'll probably be interested in taking it off your hands. I love these really beat up ones. This one's a little bit more beat up than this one. So yeah, this one's my main putter. This one's great to have for practice putts, and one it's a little bit flippier, so it'll turn right a little bit more. This one I mostly throw for drives, because on holes that I know I need to hit a gap and I can't finish to the left, where it's really dangerous, there's a cliff there or something, I know this thing is going to at most finish flat, and it usually finishes to the right because it's so flippy. Even if I throw it on a hard hyzer, snap it out, it'll just start turning and it won't come out. So it's really cool. It's actually, a lot of people think that overstable discs are the most consistent, because they always want to hook to the left, but when you get a disc as beat up as this thing, it's pretty much as consistent in its tendency to turn to the right. You can figure it out just as well. It's just kind of a different thing. Some people like understable, some people don't, But there's my magnet. This one is a Crystal FLX magnet. Oh, these ones aren't max weight, by the way. This one's like 165, and I think this one's right around the same thing, maybe 170. This one is max weight. It's Crystal FLX, so it's much more stable. Stay fresh for a long time. Yeah, I did this dye myself. Any of the discs you see that have like a black dye on them, I did it myself, and you can check out how to do it on my channel if you like. I'll annotate to that video. But this one's for headwinds, and I also know I can put much more snap on it without it turning really at all. So if I really want to just rip something straight down the line, not really on a hyzer, but just hold it down the whole way. For a drive, I'll throw this thing, or if I will headwind putt or something. There's that. One more putter in the bag, and even though my channel name is Discraft Innova, really this Innova bag and this Star AVR are the only Innova items left in the bag, so pretty much throwing all Discraft these days, but I still love this AVR. I don't want to take it out of the bag. It's really nice. It's the floppiest, softest one I've ever seen. I've felt a lot of them in different stores and stuff, and I've never felt another one that was as tacky and nice as this one. And it just flies beautifully. Great for downhill drives, or if I know I need to hit a gap, stuff like that. I like to drive with putters whenever possible, so that's a great driving putter. Okay, on to some mid-ranges. Got an Elite X Comet. This one's nice for straight line shots, kind of finesse straight line shots, and also for turnovers. I can get this thing will hold the line really well, especially on an anhyzer. If you guys are out there looking for a nice disc to throw anhyzers with, Comets are great. Meteors are really great too, but they're faster and they're more flippy. This one you can kind of put it on the line and it'll just hold it rather than really turn unto itself. It's a really stable kind of straight flyer that'll hold the line, it's a really nice disc, especially for beginners. So I keep one of those, but I'm mostly throwing buzzes these days. I got this Elite X one. It's pretty domey. If you put it next to this FLX, maybe see how domey it is. Pretty understable. Really flies kind of like a Comet. I've actually been throwing this more than that Comet, but I carry it anyway. But This one's really nice. It'll hold any line. It's got lots of glide. It's max weight. It's got lots of glide. It'll really hold any line. Anheuser, Heiser, straight line. It's a great disc. Ace disc. Then I carry two FLX buzzes. This one's a little bit heavier, a couple grams heavier, but they're both right around max weight. This one's a little bit floppier, so I tend to throw it as a little bit better grip. But this one's awesome as well. Really just great flyers, you know, workhorses. You know, for me, I don't really throw with a lot of power. I'm more of a finesse thrower. They're nice and stable. You know, I don't turn them over when I don't want to. They'll finish to the left pretty dependably, so I like that. Excuse me. I also carry a drone, a Pro D drone. This one's actually not nearly as stable as I'd hoped it would be. It's only 172, and it's Pro D. Maybe that has something to do with it. It's actually a really nice, just straight flyer with a nice, strong finish to the left. I kind of expected. I've heard a lot of things about drones. I never threw one. But they go left, you know, the whole way. They're just crazy overstable. I didn't find that to be the case, especially not with this disc. It's a little domey. That could be it. But it's a great disc, and it will still hold up to a headwind pretty well. And finish to the left, so I like it. It goes far, too. On to drivers. Really trying to pare down the amount of drivers I throw. I'm only down to, 1, 2, 3, 4 molds of drivers, 4 different types of drivers. The slowest are these stalkers. Love these things. If I can reach it with these, I'll throw it. Usually I'll throw these if I want to throw the buzz, but I need a little more distance. That's what I'll throw. I'll throw these for that. This one's a little bit more stable. It's fresher. It's a little bit heavier. I think this one's like 168. This one is in the 170s, I believe. Yeah, 172 to 176. I think it's around 174 or 172, whatever. But this one's nice. It flies beautifully. Very trustworthy. Finish to the left for me. Same with this one. Unless I try to get it to turn over, it really doesn't do it for me. It'll just fly real straight. Finish to the left. Super dependable. I love those things. Then I throw Surges. This is probably my go-to distance driver right now. It's an FLX Surge SS on a 169. This thing just bombs. It flies it's just a beautiful disc to watch fly, you know. It's one of those things about disc golf a lot of people love, myself included. It's just when you throw it real smooth, you don't even really feel it. It just pops out of your hand and you just get to watch it just soar down the fairway. That's a great feeling. I think that's what a lot of guys are in it for, and that's definitely one of the main things I like about golf. But Surge SS, this thing, I can throw it on a hyzer and it'll pop up and go just laser beam straight if I hit the right angle. Mostly I throw it for kind of more of like an S shot, where I'll throw it on a hyzer, but it'll still kind of pop up and ride back. If you throw it flat and hard, or especially if you give it a little bit of a turn, it'll hold the turn over all the way throughout the flight, which is really helpful to know that you can trust it to do that if you throw it right. Then I have two other Surges. They're both just Nate Doss ESP Surges. This one's a little more beat. I like this one a lot. I haven't been throwing it much lately for whatever reason, but I'm sure it'll definitely keep its place in the bag. It's a nice, dependable, straight flyer. Got a lot of glide, a lot of distance. And this one's real fresh. It's stiffer. It's a little bit heavier, and it's much more stable. So this is like my headwind Surge. Then got some Forces. My favorite one by far is this lightweight Pro D Force. These are fantastic discs. As long as they're going to make them, I'm probably going to throw them. I just love the way they fly so much. Very similar to Surge SS. They kind of conflict with each other sometimes. This one I found I like better when I throw it soft, like a real nice just touch finesse shot. If you have to throw from a standstill but still get some distance and get, you know, have accuracy and stuff, this thing is just a fantastic driver. Try it out, man. 150 gram Pro D Force. After you hit a tree or two, get a couple nicks in it, it's perfectly flippy and still really controllable. And they just have so much glide. Awesome discs, man. I love them. A lot of birdies. This is an ESP Force. It's much more stable, but it's not like crazy overstable. It's my headwind distance driver right now. It does a good job for that. I also like it for, you know, hyzers out and around stuff. But it's nice and stable, trustworthy. That's good. And finally, I got a few nukes. My favorite one is this Pro D one. I love the grip. I love the way it flies. It's super trustworthy. It's 165. It's got a ton of glide, and it goes forever, man. And also it'll flip up a little bit, and it's just a beautiful disc. I love the way it flies. Super flat topped. Also have this first run ESP nuke. Been in the bag forever. It's super chewed up, but it's still really stable. I hardly ever throw it. It's just for, I'll break it out every once in a while for like a hyzer, big hyzer shot out and around. It's real domey. And I've heard with certain like high-speed drivers, sometimes when they're domey, they're actually more stable. This one's definitely seems more stable. It's definitely more stable than this. But yeah, it's definitely still a good disc. I still carry it, but it used to be one of my go-to, you know, overstable drivers, but now it's just like, I don't know. This is a Nuke OS. Absolutely absurdly stable. It's perfectly flat on top, but you can see the hopefully you can see the shape of the rim. It's just bonkers. I don't even know what to do with it, honestly. Maybe for a skip shot, maybe for a hole. There's like a hole at Leverage Park that, you know, hooks really hard to the left. Something like this is useful. I tried throwing it into a strong headwind, and it still was like really stable for me. The force flies much nicer into the headwind for me. I just don't like massively overstable discs. I thought the same. I didn't quite. I kind of underestimated the stability of this guy. Just absolutely crazy, but it has a place in the bag for the occasional shot with maybe, you know, a ridiculous headwind, or if it definitely needs to go left, I know I can trust it to do that. Pretty ridiculous stable disc. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, I'm going to do a video on this bag. If you're not completely sick listening to me talk already, you can go check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.